A vase of fresh flowers can make any bedroom feel peaceful. But some of the world's most beautiful blooms hide surprising secrets. Certain species contain powerful natural toxins in their sap or pollen. Others produce strong fragrances or volatile compounds that may irritate sensitive people, while a few pose serious risks to curious pets or children. Today, we're exploring 11 flowers that deserve a second look before bringing them into the room where you spend nearly a third of your life. The final flower is so toxic that every part of the plant demands careful handling. In the 11th place, the peace lily, Spathiphyllum, brings a polished look to low-light bedrooms. Native to tropical American forest understories, this popular plant is surprisingly not a true lily, but an aroid. Its serene white blooms hide a defense of needle-like calcium oxalate crystals. If chewed by pets, these microscopic needles act as a mechanical irritant, piercing oral tissue to cause immediate swelling rather than systemic poisoning. Keeping this plant on a high shelf or swapping it for a spider plant keeps curious paws safe. Yet other species bury their hazards deep underground, hiding their weapons in the bulb. In the 10th place, the hyacinth, Hyacinthus orientalis, brings vibrant Mediterranean color indoors. While prized for its sweet perfume, this heavy scent is a biological tool evolved to attract wild pollinators, not to accommodate enclosed bedrooms. For sensitive individuals, these concentrated airborne compounds can trigger headaches in unventilated spaces. Aside from the fragrance, the dormant bulb carries a hidden defense. Contact with its tissue or sap causes severe skin irritation. When repotting, wearing protective gloves is a simple safeguard, or you can opt for the completely safe African violet. Yet, the next spring bloom carries an even more deceptive hazard, frequently mistaken for an edible kitchen staple. Number 9, the daffodil, Narcissus spp, native to Europe and North Africa, is widely forced indoors for early spring color. While we admire their bright yellow blooms, their most potent defense lies underground. The bulb contains high concentrations of the alkaloid lycorine. This poses a deceptive household risk. Stored dormant bulbs are easily mistaken for edible onions or garlic, and ingestion triggers severe vomiting and abdominal pain. For safety, always label stored bulbs clearly away from food prep areas or choose potted pansies instead. Meanwhile, the next elegant flower brings classic beauty to a bedroom, but becomes an instant emergency when a cat is nearby. In the 8th place, the Easter lily, Lilium longiflorum, native to southern Japan, is kept indoors for its elegant white trumpet blooms. While beautiful, it hides a devastating risk for felines. Surprisingly, even microscopic pollen drifting through the air or a single sip of the vase water can trigger acute renal tubular injury. This causes rapid, irreversible kidney failure in cats. For households with feline companions, the practical rule is absolute. Keep true lilies out of the home entirely. Meanwhile, the next plant shifts from this targeted kidney danger to chemistry that can directly affect the heart. Number 7. Oleander, Nerium oleander, is a Mediterranean evergreen shrub kept for its glossy foliage and showy blooms. Surprisingly, every single part of this plant is chemically defended. It contains cardiac glycosides, like oleandrin, which disrupt the heart's cellular ion balance if ingested. While normal indoor air remains safe, pruning or contact with the toxic sap is highly hazardous. For safety, handle oleander with gloves, keep it away from pets, or choose hibiscus as a vibrant, risk-free alternative. But before exploring our next flower, we must address a widespread myth about how bedroom plants affect the very air we breathe. Next, we must pause to examine the very air in our bedrooms. While plants photosynthesize in daylight, they respire at night, releasing carbon dioxide. Yet the amount a typical houseplant emits is microscopic compared to human breathing, debunking the myth of nighttime suffocation. Separate from respiration, flowers release volatile organic compounds that create their fragrance. While a heavy scent can trigger headaches in sensitive individuals, it is an aesthetic irritant, not a systemic poison. Managing bedroom air relies on practical ventilation, airflow, and humidity, rather than blaming the plants. With this environmental science clarified, our countdown returns to plants armed with potent alkaloid chemistry. Number 6. Angel's trumpet, Brugmansia species, native to South America, is prized for its massive hanging blooms and rich evening fragrance. Historically, its path has wound between sacred ritual, medicine, and extreme danger. The hidden hazard lies in its tropane alkaloids, which trigger severe anticholinergic effects that disrupt the human nervous system if ingested. When handling this plant, always wear gloves during pruning and keep it safely out of reach of children and pets, or swap it for a safe moth orchid. Yet, the next flower helped build modern heart medicine while remaining highly toxic in the vase. In the 5th place, foxglove, Digitalis purpurea, native to European woodland edges, is admired for its tall, cathedral-like flower spires. It is a classic example of an ornamental plant that became a source of life-saving heart medicine. Yet, this chemical makeup is highly toxic. Ingestion of any part interferes with cardiac ion balance, dangerously disrupting heart rhythm. To enjoy foxgloves safely, admire their beauty, but never taste them, keeping all plant debris far away from children and pets. Meanwhile, the next toxic bloom is smaller, sweeter smelling, and potentially far more tempting to a curious child. Number 4, Lily of the Valley, Convallaria majalis, is a temperate woodland flower cherished indoors for its delicate white bells and sweet fragrance. While its perfume suggests pure innocence, the plant produces bright red berries that present an appealing but dangerous temptation in family spaces. All tissues contain cardiac glycosides, specifically convalitoxin, which can dangerously disrupt heart rhythms and blood pressure if ingested. For safety, keep all cut stems and berries far out of reach of children, or choose fragrant roses as a risk-free alternative. Yet the next plant hides its warning not in a berry or perfume, but in the milky fluid inside its stems. Coming to the top 3, the crown of thorns, Euphorbia millii, is a hardy Madagascar succulent prized for its relentless drought tolerance and bright, long-lasting bracts. Its fearsome, spiny stems reflect a brutal evolutionary battle for desert survival rather than a welcoming bedroom aesthetic. The real danger lies in its toxic, milky sap. This latex contains inflammatory compounds that cause painful contact dermatitis and severe eye swelling upon touch. Always wear thick gloves when pruning, or choose the non-toxic Christmas cactus instead. Yet, the next slot returns to a familiar shrub, asking what happens after the cutting starts. In 2nd place, oleander, Nerium oleander, presents a highly specific real-world handling and disposal hazard. While its cardiac glycosides are well documented, The true danger arises during maintenance rather than from resting bedroom air. A lesser-known botanical reality is that cut oleander branches retain their toxic chemistry long after being severed. The sticky, milky sap easily contaminates pruning shears, gardening gloves, and waste bags, creating secondary contact pathways. To manage this safely, always wear protective gloves, bag all clippings immediately, and sanitize tools with rubbing alcohol. Most importantly, never burn the debris, as the toxins can travel through the air in the smoke. For a similar lush, evergreen presence without the chemical hazard, consider the elegant camellia. Yet, our final first-place flower is widely feared as one of the most lethal ornamentals in cultivation. And finally, in first place, monkshood, Aconitum napellus, is a cool climate mountain flower known for its striking helmet-shaped blue blooms. Its surprising botanical reputation bridges ancient folklore and modern medicine, but its chemistry is notoriously lethal. The plant contains aconitine, a potent alkaloid that acts as a sodium channel activator, causing persistent cellular depolarization that rapidly disrupts cardiac and neurological systems. Simply brushing against the foliage with open cuts can introduce these toxins into the bloodstream. The practical rule for monkshood is absolute. Never handle this plant bare-handed, keep it entirely out of reach of children and pets, or replace it with a vibrant, safe Gerbera daisy. Ultimately, bringing flowers into our bedrooms adds undeniable beauty, color, and comfort to our personal spaces. Yet, these plants deserve our deepest respect for the complex chemical defenses they evolved over millennia. Which flower surprised you the most? Do you keep any of these in your home? Subscribe to the channel for more fascinating scientific insights. Across these 11 species, one truth emerges: nature's beauty is never passive. The very colors and fragrances that brighten our bedrooms are sophisticated chemical defenses evolved for survival. By respecting these botanical boundaries, we can safely enjoy their beauty. Which flower surprised you the most? Do you keep any of these in your home? Subscribe for more botanical insights.